Hey guys, it's Ryan at Lake Life Realty, coming at you at Wednesday. It's about midday, just after noon. And I just got done a video shoot, so I thought I would have my live kind of talk about that a little bit. So, um, also, happy Thanksgiving, happy early Thanksgiving to everybody. I hope you guys have a great holiday this coming next few days. So stay tuned because some of the videos that we're going to be shooting are going to be released pretty soon. So in downtown Plymouth today, doing our video shoot with one of our agents, Cassie. And we're going to be doing our countdown to Christmas videos. So this was one of the videos that I shot with Cassie at a local store. So stay tuned for that. So talking about setting up for a video shoot. So I got all my gear with me today. I got my camera, and then one thing I want to show you guys is my gimbal. So this is a DJI Ronin. This is what I use when I do our video shoots, especially if I'm like on the move. And what's great about this is awesome if like I said, you're walking around, you're not like doing like a static, or a standstill kind of video, like an interview per se. This works really great when I'm doing like a lot of different movements. So like today when we were doing our shoot, I'm walking around a store following our agent, and I need to have the camera be pretty smooth. So for anybody who's never used one of these things, it's a little weird when you use it at first. One thing you have to do is make sure that this thing is balanced, because basically it has it's a motor inside here, and it's pretty cool actually. Hang on, I'm gonna put the phone down for a sec. All right, back in. So this is on, and what's really cool is I'm moving the camera, and it stays in an upright position. There's all these different parts that I have to, sorry, I'm inside because my car, because it's pretty windy outside, and I want to make sure you guys can hear me. But what's really cool, it, stabilizes this while I'm taking video. It looks extremely smooth, opposed to like if I'm trying to handhold this without this whole gimbal setup, I get wicked shaky video. But this makes it really smooth, makes it way easier when you're editing, like post-process. So you don't there's way less things you have to worry about when you're, doing all your editing. So there's 3 different arms, I guess, that you have to adjust for, a lot of times too, depending on what lens you use. So I'm using my wide angle lens. That's what I use today. And I've already had this balance to be set up for this specific lens. But if you have a shorter or longer lens or something that's heavier, this is one of those spots you have to adjust. So you slide that back and forth, based on the making sure that's balanced. Because if it's not, it does a lot of extra work on the motor, and you get things when you do a movement crazy that, it freaks out and it's oh my god. But yeah, so then you have this set up. I have my little audio receiver that's connected to here, and then I have a separate microphone that our talent, or in this case one of our agents today was Cassie. She had that microphone attached to her, plugs into the camera. And then one thing I'll show you, so I can do this one-handed. Nope, I cannot. Hang on one second. There we go. Just put it on sleep mode. So I'll have this on. Turn the camera on. One thing that's important is certain settings on the video. So anytime you're taking video, rule of thumb, you want to make sure whatever your frame rate is. So today I was shooting in 23 frames per second. You want your shutter speed to be about double that. And the reason why is you make sure that like it looks as natural as possible. So if I had this bumped up to like 1/100th of a second, it looks like it's super like strange. Like there's certain scenes in movies that like do this kind of thing where everything looks too in focus or too clean, where like there's no motion blur whatsoever, and it looks really strange to like the human eye, where like there's a lot of blur if you do it like this, and it looks more like what we see every day, like, you know, you wave your hand in front of like your face, you know, that looks blurry. Where if you do it, hang on, you know, if you're doing it like I just said, you know, if you have like your shutter speed up too high, it's like this blur isn't going to be there, and it's going to look really weird. Yeah, that's like my basic setup. I have started lately putting it on the ISO, which is just basically the sensitivity of like the sensor. I put that on auto lately because especially today, it's really bright outside. And then I'm transitioning from outside to inside very quickly. So I put it on auto mode. Auto just takes the overall brightness of like the scene or the area, and it adjusts and tells the camera, okay, like I'm gonna set it for this ISO based on like how bright the scene is. So it's automatically adjusting, so I don't have to like change the settings while I'm taking the video, which is really nice. And then I just leave the shutter speed the same. Always do that. Like I said, you always want to have it double of what your frame rate is. So today I had 24 frames per second. I like the look of 24 frames per second lately. I think it looks really nice. That's actually the frame rate that like professional like movies are made in. 30 frames per second is usually, you see that like on newscasts when people are broadcasting like you know, sports and stuff like that. It's like 30 frames per second. And 60 frames per second, I'll usually do that during our property videos, so that's when you get like extra slow-mo. So what happens is you take your video, you have 60 frames per second, so you would want 120 as your shutter speed, so it still looks, you know, natural to the eye. But the great part about that is when you go post-processing, you can slow down that footage, and it's really clean slow motion. It looks great. That's when you want to use anything above 30. That's why you would use that. And then I would leave the aperture. You can probably keep the same. Every once in a while, I'll change it. Like today, I had to change it a little bit, like while I was filming, because it was the lighting was so bright outside that the ISO couldn't go low enough to adjust for that super brightness. Actually, you can see right now it's like super bright on this side of my face with the phone. So if I like, there you go, tap on my face. But with the camera, sometimes I always can't, you know, change for like this brightness, like right here. So I had to change my aperture, make it a higher number, which means it's just a smaller opening in the lens. So it's not like super blown out and bright. And then that was those are the main three settings that you change. But yeah, that's kind of my easy, quick setup for using the gimbal and doing a quick video shoot. All right. Well, I hope you guys have a good afternoon. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll talk soon. Thanks.